In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab. In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday morning. We kick off the trading week, and you got markets basically flat right now. We had a little volatility last night, but you take a look at the S&Ps, and we have a rollover on the futures. So even though you are showing a bit of a pop on the futures on a daily basis, that's just a rollover. S&Ps right now basically flat to the tick, trading at 56.91. Again, you get a little bit of a rollover, and when you roll over in futures, okay, you get a pop because you're going future into the month by about quarterly. You're talking about a few months in, a quarterly rollover on those futures on the S&P. So it looks like we're up a bit, but that is flat to slightly red on the S&Ps right now after the acceleration Friday. Taking a look at Friday's action, quite the price spread. We do 2.074 million contracts traded on the S&P, just above where you were at the lows. The lows 2.057, but as you can see, those two numbers at the lows, they were dwarfed by anything we did from February 27th, even that volume acceleration you got on February 25th. So since the S&Ps were trading below 6,000, you accelerate lower, and these last few days we got last week, the lowest 3 days that we had, maybe that's a pause at the lows, but no real huge buying, as even on that wide price spread day of Friday, you can see in the S&Ps about 2 million contracts, not quite keeping up, but sometimes those volume days, especially on those rips lower, large volume days. NASDAQ 100, we're up by 19 points right now. We had a little volatility in the overnight session. Again, you're getting a rollover on the futures, a little bit of a pop, and again, on the volume numbers, pretty close to where we were Thursday and Friday. Thursday, you trade lower. Friday, we get an acceleration. Decent volume, muted volume, not as large as this pullback, but nonetheless, market's bit of a reprieve. We have retail sales we're going to get into this morning as well. We go to a 5-minute to see the volume that we did have. There's your retail sales pop, okay? And you did have a move. I mean, you're talking about 50 points from lows to highs in the overnight session with the S&Ps at about 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah, you were trading down there at about 56, 55. You just peaked above 5,700 on that acceleration at 8:30. And we'll get over to those retail sales in a moment as well. You know what? Let's jump over to them right now because we're going to get into yields. We're going to get into the dollar. That's going to tie into the economy and sales, of course. It's Federal Reserve Week as well. Chairman Powell, Wednesday, Federal Reserve decision. He'll be talking 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll air that live right here on TFNN, as we always do. But yes, retail sales, disappointing. Getting into the numbers, retail sales, month over month, 0.2%. They were looking for 0.6. Excluding autos, it comes in line. The control group, a much bigger number than they were looking for. The control group, okay, which feed into the government's calculations of goods spending for GDP increased 1%. That control group excludes food services, auto dealers, building materials, and gas. So if you take those out, the economy's doing just well. But if you're talking about food services, building materials, auto dealers, and gas, yeah, you got quite a number. Doing well indeed. So what does that mean is happening in these categories, right? Retail sales, almost flat. But if you take out these categories, you're going up 1%. So what is happening in these categories? You know what's happening? Declining numbers on sales. Food services, auto dealers, building materials, and gas. Tough one on gas when you're thinking about where we are right now on the price of crude. Yeah, and then you have New York manufacturing. Dropped in March to the lowest level since early of 2024. And we'll get into more of these numbers. You take a look at these numbers. December, how about retail sales? Downwardly revised, 1.2% decline in December. January comes in light. We got some market forces at work. Stay tuned, folks. Coming right back. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. We got about 12 minutes to go until the opening bell. We got markets chopping around. S&P's negative by 3. NASDAQ 100 slightly in the green by 7. Dow and Russell slightly in the red right now. We jumped to Bitcoin down about $1,600, just chopping around that 80,000 price point on Bitcoin. And boy, if you are watching Bitcoin, take a look at this weekly. You break below 80. Seems like 60's in play. This thing trades in 20,000 primary trading ranges. Our man Bud Rolfs, love you, Bud, miss you, Bud. Bud was a former host, newsletter writer at TFNN, folks. He was the channel master. Taught me so much about channels, and of course, then he has primary trading ranges. It's just natural areas where stocks trade, and you can see it on Bitcoin, right? You make it below 80, where's your next stop? Your next stop is 60, man. It's that simple. You make it below 60, where's the next one? Next one's probably 40. Very simple, nice round areas on the chart, but Bitcoin struggling right now at about 80,000 in this market. Getting back to retail sales. So, as I mentioned, retail sales come in 0.2% on the month again, okay? Now look at this number though in December. Yeah, that was the largest drop. That's January's data. Okay, we just got February's data right now. For retail sales for February, we just got that data this morning. They revised January data down to 1.2% decline, the biggest drop since July of 2021. Almost 4 years ago. Remarkable pullback. And then you have the control group, which we talked about. Now, control group, as I mentioned, takes out what I mentioned. 7 of the 13 categories posted decreases. Notably, motor vehicles, they were expected to rebound, but no. And gas, as well as electronics and apparel, were lower. Yeah, spending at restaurants and bars, the only service sector category in the report declined by the most in a year. We are a service-driven economy, man. You better watch out in this economy. We start pulling back on those certain areas. So you're going to have the market digesting that. And then you jump over to the manufacturing index. Yeah, you better believe it, man. Look at this number, right? The index fell nearly 26 points to a minus 20. Yeah. The most since 2023 in terms of new orders. Shipments also dropped sharply. And yeah. I mean, imagine if you're in a factory right now, no matter where you're shipping it to, right? Are you ever just going to plow through and wait for April 2nd when you have no idea what's going on? You're going to pull back, right? You're going to put less risk out there, etc. Very possible. So that number, you hit retail sales this morning. We get a Federal Reserve decision this Wednesday, and we're only about a couple weeks away from reciprocal tariffs. Yeah. April 2nd, not April Fool's Day, because that's not a Fool's Day joke. April 2nd, they're coming, 2 weeks from Wednesday. All right, what else have we got going on in this market? Let's see. We got gold up here. There we go. How about gold? Now, we've pulled back from the 3,000 price point in gold. All right. It's going to be a new gold report, folks, out shortly right after this program. Almost got it fully complete. Working on it over the weekend. Can't help but check out some of these golds. Excuse me. So gold, you look at the overnight session. Friday, we hit a high of 3,017. We were as high as 3,010. All right. You look at this run, a little bit of a pullback in the last few minutes. You see the volatility around 8:30 as well. We were up almost at 3,008. So gold, a little bit of volatility right now. But longer term, I think we're just breaking above this area, man. Longer term, the pressure is to the upside in gold, period. You see that breakaway that we just got on Thursday? That's how you want to see it, man. You know, this consolidation had been on my chart for some time. I had this box on my chart for some time. That's a consolidation area, okay? When you're in a consolidation area like this, what do you want to see? You want to see it break out, and you want to see it do it on volume. Look at that bar, right? Look at the volume. That is a massive breakaway sign of strength, okay? You do 236,000 contracts. That's the most contracts we've done in 2 months. So you chop, 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 boom, you break away. Now, what are you looking for? Maybe a test. Maybe you come back and test 29.50 before the next leg. We still have volatility. There's going to be chop in this market, just like in equities. I've been saying for some time, we have a real two-way market in this market right now, with the idea that the pressure is to the downside. Okay? Quality volume, my opinion, but that's where I see it. But that doesn't mean that you can't get rip-roaring, whether it's pullbacks, rallies, etc. And, you know, you always want to see what's capable. And even a 382 would bring you up another almost 100 points in the S&P. You reach a low of 55.09. And a 382 would get you to almost 57.50. A 50% would bring you back to 58.33. But wouldn't be surprising to get back to where we were coming into the election on a bounce. So keep your spikes up, as this market is going to be moving, to say the least. We jump to yields. You got the 10-year. About 4.3%. Let's see where it's sitting right now. Yeah, 4.29. 4.29 in the 10-year. We take a look at the weekly of the 10-year. You can see, pulling back a bit. You get that huge acceleration a few weeks back to higher price, lower yield. We've chopped around a bit, but look at the volume trailing off, right? We'll see how it comes in. That's your 10-year. And then you jump over to the dollar. And yeah, so check this out. You put the dollar on a daily, all the pressure's to the downside here. You got a 2-day reprieve, okay? March 12th, March 13th. After that, pressure to the downside. You break below this area, which is coming back. Look where we are, the election. It's an important one. All right, Basil always talks about nice round numbers, right? Mental games. You better believe that breaking away from where we were prior to the election, giving it all back and then some, That's a mental price level. You break below there, 100's in the game, man. 100's in the cards. We're only 3.5 points away, and we just traded for 110. All the pressure looks to be the downside. Now, that's your daily, okay? But look at it on the weekly. So that's your daily. Does that look strong? No, that doesn't look strong, okay? That's your daily. But look at it on the weekly in the same vein. Does that look strong? No, that does not look strong as well, okay? That looks like we're probably heading back to 100, right? Look at that move on the upside. One red bar from 100 to 110 over the period of what? October, November, December, 3 months and change, and you got one red bar. Well, guess what? Doesn't mean you can't do it on the other way. We've already had 2 green bars. Yeah, so anyway, you look at the daily weakness, the weekly weakness on the dollar. And we get a Fed decision this week. We'll see with Chairman Powell. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty. What is Chairman Powell going to say, right, in terms of the uncertainty that lies? We got a little weakness. I'm sure he'll get asked about retail sales. We got consumer prices to digest. Nonetheless, we got markets slightly in the red. We're coming back for the opening bell. Don't go away, folks.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are March 14th and 28th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got S&Ps negative by 5 to kick things off. We get the NASDAQ 100 off by 23. Jumping around. That was Robinhood. We're going to talk to Robinhood. They're talking about Robinhood in the den. I'm looking at it, Jimmy. I know. Markets. So this is a 5-minute bar, and you can see, giving up all the gains we had on those retail sales numbers, the market maybe liking that control group number, up 1%, but we do miss on everything else. The control group, though, that's what goes into GDP, those numbers. So we'll see how we chop around nonetheless. NASDAQ 100 off by 15 points. Now, Dow negative by 40 this morning. Dow catches a little bit of a bid. Interesting the divergence you get, right? Dow catches a bid, no pullback whatsoever. And S&Ps to a certain degree. Bitcoin down about $1,800 right now. Crude up 66 pennies. Let's take a look at silver. So, silver. You got to love technical areas, right? You know, if you're trading silver on a short-term basis, maybe you catch a run-up from the recent lows to start the year of $30. You're up, what, 12, 13% to kick off the year. You're at 34. You better believe you look at this technical area, all right? Silver going to face a little bit of a headwind coming into the highs of last year near $35. You just hit on Friday $34.86. Okay, so within about 20 pennies of the highs out there from last year. This 32 area, a crucial technical area, but you can see, what did silver do? Look at that nice volume, right? The biggest volume bar that we have back here going back to about a month ago, okay, is the volume that takes you higher. 72,000 contracts traded on March 13th. What is that, Thursday, I believe? You trade higher. We pull back a bit. We'll watch the volume on silver. But, yeah, you look at some of these silver stocks. Look at this acceleration on First Majestic. Look at that volume. Okay? Because I was looking at this today. Just checking out the gold report. Yeah, First Majestic was a big pop. This is another one. So you check out, well, look at these silver stocks, okay? And folks, if you want to try out the gold report, please check it out. Front page TFNN on the newsletter tab. There'll be a new issue out shortly after this program. Look at that weekly volume on First Majestic, up 2.7% today. You trade last week from 545 to 681. Already we're above where it was trading at, and look at the volume that you have on a weekly. That's a silver stock, folks, okay? Yeah, First Majestic Silver Corp, okay? You jump over to Pan American. I'm saying they've been the strongest one for some time, but look at these volumes on a weekly, okay? Look at that. Now, Pan American has been trying to break back within this channel line that it was in to begin 2024. We've been shopping around for a bit. You actually break back within it last week, and again, look at that price spread. You trade from 23.13. You close it out at 25.78. Huge price spread. You take out the last 4 weeks of trading on that bar alone almost, and now you're above the highs of 2024. These silver stocks might be poised right now. Look at the volume, right? Again, on the weekly bottom, on the weekly volume on the bottom here, huge expansion in volume. So what did we look at? We looked at First Majestic. We looked at Pan American. How about one more? How about Endeavor Silver, EXK? Look at that volume and price spread. Look at that. All right. Now, I'm going to take this Fibonacci off. That is some nice acceleration. Now, not the only thing on this one, not quite as much volume as the pullback prior weeks. Okay, the week of February 24th, you pull back on 63.8 million shares traded. But look at that. That's called a sign of strength, folks. Okay, you trade from almost, what, 359 up to 489? What is that, $1.30 on a $3.50 stock? Almost a 40% acceleration. Is that right? It is. That's right. Yeah. And you do it on volume. Okay. Now, for this equity, you get an earnings boost. Okay. But that doesn't matter, folks. All right. Somehow it's just built into the technicals when you merge the two. And you look at this build up. You look at that sign of strength. You know, Endeavor, probably going to $5 first. You put it back on a daily, the volume's there, but check out that weekly, right? Well, there's a monthly. February had some huge volume on a monthly basis on some of these equities across the board. But you put it back to a weekly, that's a good-looking chart, man. You're up from $1.42. You make a couple highs in 2024. We're up challenging that $5 area yet again, and you're doing it with wide price spread and volume for Endeavor. So I found myself this morning saying, hey, I think I better start paying attention to these silver equities because we're challenging the highs. We haven't gotten above it yet. But what are those silver stocks saying? Those silver stocks are saying we're going higher, man. Right? Again, jumping through it. Pan American, very strong equity. Look at the volume. And it would make sense. Silver can lag gold. All right? If you've been in the gold run, maybe you catch a little bit of delay and you roll over and you catch a little silver acceleration as silver potentially lags gold. And then First Majestic. Yeah, not the strongest looking chart, but look at that volume ramp up, right? And look at that sign of strength we had last week on volume. What I will say is if you're trading First Majestic, be careful in this $8 area, man. We've traded up there with volume like we did April 1st of last year. And then look at the volume dry up at the top. See how important it is to get follow through? All right, so watch the volume here, especially if we start coming into $8. But you tie it into Pan American, you tie it into the price of silver, you tie it into something like Endeavor. Strong look at equity, man, right there with volume on earnings, etc. Big numbers. I want to see another good-looking gold equity, man. Look at these runs. Agnico Eagle. And we're not in that equity right now in the gold report. Okay, that is a nice one, man. Smaller equity, Sandstorm. Look at this run. Same thing. Look at some of these volume numbers that you're getting at these tops on these equities, right? You get wide price spread the week of February 3rd. You get volume again on February 24th. The one thing worrisome here on this equity, and we are in this in the gold report, is the drop-off in volume the last couple weeks on Sandstorm. And this one's an interesting one too, Kinross Gold. Take a little bit longer term picture of this one. That's your weekly. You accelerate from 450 up to 1229. You're challenging the highs of this year yet again. But yeah, we're just above these highs at $10. You were trading at for the highs of 2020. But you take a look at these volume, it's a sustained volume number. You break above January 27th on 118 million shares. You push highs on 128 million. You do give it up a bit. But yeah, 124 million on March 3rd. So we're following those as well. But yeah, AEM looking strong, man. And those silver equities, right? Take a look at some other gold equities right now. Goldfields. This could be a breakout as well. Now, this was a critical area, $19. It's your highs in April of 2024. That's your high area on October of 2024. And look how close we were to the tick. October, the high is 1896. April, the high is 1897. Sometimes it's only a penny. That's all you got to give it sometimes. And then you roll over from 19 to 13. You don't have to be right often, folks. When you choose technical areas, you don't give yourself much room on the loss side, and you let your profits run. Same thing on the bottom. Look at this technical area. So we're above that area in GFI. Nonetheless, strong numbers. Gold trading near 3,000. We got silver breaking out as well. Markets digesting those retail sales. We'll talk some more equities. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's up 28 points. Market catching a bid out of the gate right now. NASDAQ 100, we're up by 125 points. Remember, we get a little bit of a rollover in the futures, so that's a little bit of a bid as well. But right now, yeah, NASDAQ 100 up by 0.6%. Dow up by about 0.5%. Russell up by 0.7% right now. And we jump around to other news out there. How about this, though? This one caught my eye. So this one, out early this morning, and the headline from Bloomberg, options market signals stability after brisk S&P 500 sell-off. Now, we're catching a bid today, so the market's never wrong, all right? You have volatility priced into a little bit of a lower level. Let's jump over to the VIX as we have this conversation as well. VIX, as the commentary says, retreated from the highs. We're up near 30. We're at 21.18. We're dropping yet again today as markets catch a little bid, but this one surprised me to how far it actually went. So even before that benchmark rebounded Friday, okay, traders are ditching bets that another deep slide is ahead. Maybe the 10% rally is enough to quell some fears. Not sure that's exactly how it works. But nonetheless, where you have the cost of options protecting against a 10% decline in the next 3 months, we just had a 10% decline in, 2 weeks, plunged to the near lowest level since 2023. If you're looking for insurance, man, you might be getting a bargain right now when you look at that type of a comparison. You tell me that insurance to protect yourself against the 10% decline going out 90 days is cheaper than it's been in almost 2 years. I'll take that. And there's your number. You bring it back to where we were in March, middle of the year in 2024. You got to go all the way back to almost 2 years ago, to where we were in 2023. And that is the cost of hedging against a 10% drop. Yeah. So that surprised me. All right, let's talk a little crypto. We jump over to Bitcoin. As I was talking about, you're at 80. Next stop could be 60. You break through that area. What's going to decide that? Well, what's going to decide it is supply and demand. And where's the supply and demand? There's supply, that's for sure. The headline, longest run of outflows. ETFs are fairly new. And you know what ETFs do? My dad used to talk about it's momentum, right? People buy more of the ETF has to buy more of the underlying goes up in price, people buy more of the underlying, the ETF has to buy. It's a chicken and egg, right? But guess what? It forces momentum on the way up. It can do it on the way down as well, and we'll see how Bitcoin handles it. Record outflows started shortly after Trump returned to the White House. Buy the rumor, sell the news. It's been everywhere in this market. You look at this run, right? There's the Trump acceleration on the election. And just like everything else, where's your peak? Literally over the weekend. Monday was your peak. First day Trump's in office. That was your opportunity. Pay attention to these markets, folks. All right? It's an exact scenario. Buy the rumor, sell the news. We've seen what Tesla's capable of more than anybody thought on the way back. And you're at Bitcoin still sitting, 84,000. You talk about it. But yeah, look at these outflows, man. $5.5 billion from 12 ETFs over the past 5 weeks. And you got to pay attention. But here's what I found myself thinking, okay? So stay with me for this one. The price is back to basically where we were prior to the election, correct? Right? I guess you'd have to make it back to 70,000, okay? But look at how many more inflows it had versus the outflows when you aggregate it going, okay? You look at where we were coming in. Let's see where it really began. Yeah, we'll go from just November 6th. Yeah, look at 1.6, 1.7. There's 3.3 combined. Plus 3.4, that's 6.7. Right there, those 3 weeks alone encompass everything we just had for selling. Okay, that's 6.7. Those 3 weeks alone, the election week, November 8th, November 15th, and November 22nd, combine to be 6.7 billion in inflows. Well, we just did 5.5 of outflows. Then you got to add up all these: 2.9, 2.2. Yeah, that's 5.1. We'll call it 5.2. Plus 2, that's an extra 9 billion. So the market still is net $9 billion of inflows since the election. There's a lot of room for this market in both directions, folks, crypto included. But I got my spikes up. Because just as in, there's a lot of news out there, seeing the headlines everywhere where Treasury Secretary Besant saying, it's natural. We were going to avoid kind of this falling cliff of the budget and everything that goes with it. Let me see if I even have this article still pulled up. Do I? All right, I'll find that one. Because to a certain degree, he's right, okay? We were going to go over a cliff at some point. But boy, it gets really tricky when you just start talking about that all of our federal officials are saying, don't worry, the market was artificially inflated, so it's super healthy for us to crush equity prices to avoid worse pain in the future. Got to listen to what's happening in this market. Now, I say that as in we're going to get some bounces, man, even if you're bearish, okay? And we're getting those bounces today. And 57.56, I'd be watching on the S&Ps. You take a look at the NASDAQ. $20,350, maybe 20,500. A nice area where you chopped around from February 28th to where that second acceleration. I say second, it's everywhere. Look at these reprieves, right? Short reprieves. Today's definitely a bounce, extending on Friday, but all we are is trading into that bar from March 10th. That's these markets giving it up a little bit. We go back to a 5-minute. We just traded off almost 100 points from the highs right now as the market trying to figure out what the week's going to look like this week. All right, let's see what else we have pulled up here. What do we got? Yeah, this one is a good one. If you're buying a condo, make sure that condo isn't blacklisted and unsellable per the regulators because of, failing to meet standards. Folks, you don't want to buy a place that Fannie Mae. This is a good thing that this is happening, all right? If you're in one of these spots, it's unfortunate. You got to get, and this is all having to do with, well, it got to light in Florida, some of those condos. The Surfside condo that collapsed in Florida, killing almost 100 people. We all remember those videos, okay? But now what's going on is you have many of these condo complexes. Fewer homes can get Fannie Mae-backed mortgages. And why? Because they're not insuring them, okay? And we'll go over this when we get back. But yeah, Florida, the most condo projects blacklisted, 1,400. Quite a number, right? But probably deservedly so. They got to get on it, man. And yeah, it makes sense. Those designs, listen, regulations, we all know it, right? It's nuanced. They can be too much, they can be too little. In this case, when you got buildings falling out, killing 100 people, yeah, it's a problem, man. And they're going to get it fixed. Markets, slightly in the green. One more segment. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. S&P is up by 30 right now. All the markets in the green. We got the dollar sitting at about 103.50 right now. And yeah, jumping back to the story, so check it out. And this is happening in a variety of states. Florida, the leader, though. And you look at those states, Florida, 1,400, okay? And these are legitimate. This isn't some like shadow blacklist, okay? But this is talking about literally, you've got one of these properties, man, and the blacklist is maintained by Fannie Mae and includes condo associations that mortgage finance thinks don't have adequate property insurance. And it's interesting here when you're looking at some of these numbers, and that they're not doing necessary repairs, okay? And yeah, they're not the ones making the loans, okay? They don't make loans, here we go, but they buy roughly half of the country's home loans and package them. And they want certain levels of insurance. And what's been happening, especially with some of these high-rise condos, okay, is that Florida, they passed strict condo safety laws after that 2021 disaster, okay? But here's where you have one instance, okay? The buyer's mortgage was denied because the condo association's insurance policy didn't provide replacement cost value for amenities such as a pool, okay? So they're getting less levels. Now, that insurance isn't going to affect your current mortgage, but when it comes down to the line, okay, of selling that to somebody else that needs insurance that can be backed by a Fannie Mae buy, that's a problem. Yeah. And you can see why, okay? They need renovations. They can't even get an insurance policy to provide a replacement cost for amenities such as a large pool, etc., within those policies. Yeah, I imagine that one's going to keep persisting. So, you're ever buying a property like that, man, a high-rise, right? Find out about those amenities, find out about the insurance, and find out about those repairs. Make sure you're covered, man, because there's going to be a lot of properties, especially you see in Florida. Folks, thanks so much for kicking your Monday off right here. Stay tuned. We got our man Basil Chapman. He's coming up next in the Tiger's Den, growling and prowling. I see him in there getting ready. Have a great Monday, folks. Stay tuned for Basil. Live programming after that, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, folks. Stay tuned. Happy St. Patrick's Day, too. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.